Right. Hey guys, Emmy here. I'm gonna do a video on sort of how you wanna work as a team with your teammate. This applies to um, both 2v2 and 3v3, um, and I guess also 4v4 as well. Um, Obviously, teamwork doesn't really apply too much for a solo match 1v1 duel, um, but it's very effective, and it's the best way to go about when you're playing these team matches, because if you don't work as a team, there's no point in like the fact there's no point in there actually being a team, right? So, alright. So first things first. When you start off a game, you're going to be spawned in either like this spot over here. You're gonna either be on the other side of like the same thing, but on this side over here, something like this. And there's a third spot like back here. And those are the three spots that are like in this area. And another spot like over here. Um, uh, is it like this? I'm not sure. It's somewhere like here. And on the other side, same thing. The spot like right here or something. Um, so those are the 5 spawn points on every map. Um, at least so far. For all the default maps. Okay. Uh, and basically, if you want to work that team, you have to know which positions should go for the kickoff. Um, like, so basically, what you want to memorize is that the spots out here, this one and the other one, like over here, these two diagonal spots are the closest to the ball. So that means these people have priority. So this is like level 1 priority. Next is these spots like on the sides of the back here, like over here, and then over here is another spot like over here. These are the second priority. So if there's nobody up in the diagonal spots over there or over here, that means that that you have priority. You and whoever's over here has priority if there is someone on the other side. So these two spots are like the level 2 priority, and the spot back here is level 3 priority. If you're back here, you are never the closest. If you're not in a solo duel, you are never the closest one to the ball. And basically, what he uses this priority system for is determining whether you should go for the ball. If you're not the closest one, or one of the closest ones, then you should not go for the ball under any circumstances, like ever. There is no exception where you should go for it. Actually, a lot of newer players just going for the kickoff anyway, and thinking, okay, well, if something happens, then I'll hit it after them. That mindset will never work, because after all, when someone hits the ball, it's gonna go somewhere else. Simple. It's gonna go somewhere. It's gonna go somewhere. So yeah. So if you're on these outside diagonal spots, discuss. Okay. So basically, there's two ways of doing this. There's an aggressive way and there's a defensive way. If you feel that your teammate is not going to go for the ball, or basically, if you want to be aggressive, go for the ball every time you spawn in one of the diagonals, one of these first priority spots. Always. If you want to be really aggressive, do that. if you want to be defensive, and you're confident that your teammate will go for the ball if you say that you won't, then stay back. Say like defending or something, and if they understand what that means, they will go for the ball and know that you won't. Um, I don't know why, but I see a lot of new players. Like I'll be on this side, then they'll be on this side over here, and then I'll stay back while they're going for the ball, and then for some reason, since they see me going back, they also choose not to go for the ball. Like that's totally counterintuitive. That's not what you want to be doing. Um, if you see your teammate not going for the ball, and you're already going for the ball, don't stop. Just go. That's he's playing defensively, and he's able to do that because you're on the other side. So if you don't go for the ball, then his play would be completely pointless. Um, so if you're at the diagonal spot, aggressive offensive play, go for it every time. Defensive play, um, is to go back, but this play only applies if there's someone else on the other diagonal spot. Okay, because if there's no one there, then you're the closest one, and no one else is at the same distance to the ball on your team. So that means that you have no choice. You have to go for the ball, or else nobody will get there first. Um, there's no chance for anyone to get to the kickoff as fast as you can. So yeah, and the way Rocket League works is both teams spawn in the exact same spots. So if there's someone back here, there will be someone on the other side as well, in the same exact position. It's not mirrored. It's actually exactly the same spot. So it's like rotated, exactly the same. Um, and the same idea goes for these two spots over here. Except the only difference is you don't automatically have priority. If there's no one on these diagonal spots, either this or the other side, then these spots back here, this left spot, and then this right spot, um, then the people on this second priority spot have priority. And again, aggressive is you go for the ball every time. Defensive is defensive only applies if there's someone on this side, and in the case where there's someone on both spots, that means that you can choose to go back, but only do that if you know your teammate will go for it. I mean, the teammate who is on the other spot, obviously. So that's the second priority. Basically, it's the same idea, except you have to sort of stack the priorities. The diagonal ones are first, these are second, and then the last one, the one that's back here, you're the farthest from the ball no matter what. There's only one spot back here, which means that if you're in a team match, it's not possible for someone to be in the same spot as you, which means you're the farthest back, and you should never go for the kickoff when you're back here, when you spawn back here. It only hurts your team to go forward to the ball. It only hurts your team. That's that's how the kickoff should be done. Now, in the case, so that's when to go for the ball, when not to go for the ball. Now, in the case where well, first off, let's go over the case where you do go for the ball. Let's just say I start off on the side over here. Let's just say I start off over here, right? As soon as the go is like printed on your screen, hold down boost, do the front flip thing, and get to the ball as fast as you possibly can. I believe you start off with 33 or 34 boost, a third of what you have. For full. By the time, okay, so if you start off holding that down, if you just hold that down during the count off, then okay, let me hit this ball and go real quick. Alright. Okay, this isn't one of these spots actually. This free play mode just gives you random spawns. But if you're in one of the diagonal spots, let's just say, or any spot actually, when the countdown's happening, the 3, 2, 1, go, hold down the boost so that you get it as soon as you spawn. As soon as you spawn. And hold it down for as long as you possibly can until it runs out. And then, so like, you just go, and then, so obviously you'll run out, and then as soon as you run out, probably like around here, you'll run out. Assuming you start all the way back here or something. After that, do the front flip. That way you'll maximize your speed towards the ball. And there's also little tips and tricks you can learn about how to get to the ball even faster. But generally, you'll definitely touch the ball. If you do the boost, then you go forward, then you hit it. Generally, there's no way for someone to get to the ball faster than you. If that's the case. And the same thing applies for. So basically, that's what you want to do to get to the ball as fast as you can possibly get there. Obviously, this only applies in cases where you are in the closest position and you are choosing to go for the ball at kickoff. Now, if you're choosing to go away from the ball, if you're choosing not to go for the kickoff, whether it's because you're playing defensively, or it's just because you spawn farther away than someone else on your team, then you have two options. You can choose to go for one of the boost paths since no one else will be going for them. No one else is close enough. Or you can just stay back in the goal. You can choose however you want to be in your goalie position. In goalie position, I'll go over goalie positions later in a different video. But basically, if you want to stay back here, you're choosing to be defensive. You're giving up the opportunity to have a full boost potential, but you're staying back, so you have the best chance of blocking the ball if it happens to come your way. And in the other case, where you go for the boost, where you go get the boost, get the boost. Always come back to your goal to make sure, unless you know someone's there. So this is where the real teamwork thing comes in. If you go for the boost, and then you see that there's someone else in the goal for you, don't just bump into them or try to take their goalie spot. Acknowledge the fact that they're trying to be defensive there, and so position yourself so that you can react to something that's in a, basically put yourself in a place where you can react to where the ball is going to be. But don't put yourself too close to your teammate, because then you'll be reacting to the ball in the same way, and if one of you misses, the other probably will also miss, simply because of the way positioning works. Put yourself away from your teammate if you're being defensive. This really only applies for like 3v3s, because for 2v2s there's always one guy who goes for the kickoff, one guy who stays back, or two people go for the kickoff. There's never a case where there's two guys being defensive for 2v2s really. But so that's that. So that's how you do the kickoff stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some other examples of teamwork. Well, let's see. Okay, well, that's probably going to be it for this video. That's going to be how to do kickoffs, how to start off each match, or after a goal or whatever. And I hope you guys learned something if you are new to the game, and even if you aren't new to the game, you might have learned something. But that's sort of the basics of starting off a game. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.